broadcast live.
Yo, we out here, 100% juice, original African orange juice.
OJ.
All day. You know, I got Batuk and I'm, how do you pronounce Batuk?
Batuk.
Was I right the first time?
Yeah.
Hey, shit.
But that's why as black as you can do Batuk.
Batuk.
Yeah, go
Batuk.
ahead. Even that finger, Batuk.
Batuk. So, firstly, you know, what does Batuk mean? You know, because in my head, I'm already thinking like, Batukile. You know, what does Batuk mean?
Batuk means drum.
Oh.
Drum.
I think it's like alliteration, like Batuk.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's Portuguese, Batuk.
Oh, okay. So, Batuk basically is the two of you guys. Obviously, you know, I'm not part of the group. I'm just in the middle, answering the questions.
Featuring.
You know, featuring. You know what I mean? What is Batuk? Where does it come from? How does it start? And how do you guys come together and literally from Ba and Tuk?
I make beats. I've been rhyming for a long time, but now focused on making beats. And in that, I was looking for artists to work with. You know? I saw a theater production that Katla did where she did some vocal stuff. I was like, damn, that'll be fresh on beats. And the rest is history. We made an album 2015. Now we're releasing the next one. Now we just dropped the EP, videos, traveling, touring, so it all came together.
Yeah, it was,
from that idea.
and it was quite organic. It was literally, you know, just off the stage. He was like, "Hey man, let's just experiment in studio, see what happens." And I thought I was just gonna be a feature on something, or maybe just play around. And then next thing he's like, "So what's the name of our group?"
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we came up with the name.
We did together.
Yeah, okay, we had a lot of options.
A lot of options.
You dropped the bars.
Yeah.
You were the Dugu.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but okay, I got you. So, would you actually, like you said, did you ever see yourself taking music to that level? Because I mean, you're in theater, obviously. You know your background. I'm assuming is in theater. But did you see yourself transitioning to the space of music?
I transitioned. Throughout the transition, I saw it. It just became a lot more clearer and it made more sense. But before, not so much. I mean, I've always been interested in music. I would DJ to like make some money when I was studying, you know. And I'm a performer. I'm a theater performer. So it just makes sense, you know.
So let me just rewind a bit, okay? You know, maybe I'm a little bit too forward. Let's just start with backgrounds firstly. Start with backgrounds, okay? So, performer, DJ when you're trying to make some money in college, right? Rapper, well, you know, you give your background. Let me not spoil it for the people.
Spook my tambo. Where to start? Yeah, been rhyming since I was young. Since I was really young. My joint when I was maybe 10, 11 was Rap Activity Jam. Like trying to call in, listening to people from East Rand, be like, you know, Gorgeous Flash is whack. Being a little kid, but being so confident and just loving the culture. And then moving to kind of a left field side of hip hop and electronic music, and eventually now I'm really most comfortable in beat making.
But then, you know, your music has taken you to spaces and places that like that a lot of people don't even know that they haven't seen, right? Do you think that was like literally the merge of electronic, because you could have been Boombap raps, you know, or mainstream rap, but and being on the level that a lot of guys are on. But do you think the electronic basically defined you and literally?
No, I don't think it's so much about like the aesthetic. I think it's more the idea of representing South Africa and always having something kind of cultural in what I do. Like I made a film, a documentary called Future Sound of Mzansi, which was about different sides of South African electronic music. But the focus of it is just people are keen on SA, man. People are really interested, and that you present an alternative take also just gives you a niche that's different.
Yeah. So I mean, right now, since you guys have started 2015 first album.
But sorry, and back to that, with Boombap, there are a lot of Boombap artists who are bigger outside than here, you know what I mean? Like, even people like EJ, SA artists, and people like Goddessa, from old school who even now they're working more out there than here.
I've always asked myself, where is the, you know, what's the relationship, you know, how do guys cross over to that level, you know, and what's the difference between mainstream guys actually saying that they're going there, when, you know, you find a lot of boom bap guys, actually they are they're consistent. You know, like a guy like Youngster. You know, he's pretty consistent in the space, and it kind of confuses you. You kind of like don't know what to give the market. You know, you kind of want to appease the local guys, but at the same time, you want to have some type of global kind of, and like to appease the local guys, you gotta almost be like an international cut, but you gotta speak their language. You know what I mean? And to be global, you almost need to be like very much who you are locally, and they kind of embrace that. But when you get home, they're like, "Is that you went to Europe? It can't be you. You know what I mean?"
But I think in South Africa we've got this kind of market desire, or market space where we need a local version of something international. Always, every year, every trend that comes, we need our own local version of that. Whereas, you know, out there they've obviously got whatever out there.
So right now,
But in the same way, I lived in Sweden for a couple of years, and in the same time that MT did, you know, I'm in love with the Coco, then he did Roll Up. Sweden had their own version. You know what I mean? And that was a song about blazing, and so it's. I mean, same version, like same cadence, same kind of beat, same flow. Same song essentially.
It's interesting.
To fill that gap. So for us, we
want to hear it in our language, right?
I mean, we need a local Drake, even not in our language, because AKA has done it many times. Even not necessarily in South African languages. I think we just need a local product that, you know, aligns with trends globally.
You were saying?
I was saying that that's something that we've experienced. You know, with our first album, it had global appeal, but in South Africa, not so much. And although we had South African rhythms, you know, our own like South African input, our natural input, and I know that we had it was strongly Lusophone based, but.
Strongly what?
It was all Portuguese.
Like Lusophone, Portuguese. Portuguese,
You know, our viewers literally are learning English.
So when they say Luso Portuguese, when they say Franco French, so it does Luso.
So now we find that now that we have more English and a bit of, you know, more South African slang and our local, our South African vibe. There's more appeal. So,
because obviously you're from Mozambique a bit, right?
Yeah, I'm half Mozambican and half South African.
Half Recha Park, half Matola.
Half Recha Park, half Matola, Maputo.
So now how's the acceptance though of this concept? That especially from your side, because you've basically seen yourself as a solo artist go out in the world, but like now you go out with the concept. How have people been receiving Batuk?
Very well, man.
Very well.
I think
you said it right.
The world is wide open, you know. It's wide open, and it's so excited for new South African content. And it's not just us. There's a whole bunch of people that are making headway. What I think the difference is really just the idea of, am I doing my thing just for these borders, or is the world my oyster? You know?
And that was our
so they're open.
Our
as
plan
soon as you
in the
present
beginning.
it, they're open.
Our plan in the beginning is to to create a collective, is what we called it. A collective that will allow for cross-border collaboration. You know, we worked with people from Uganda, Mozambique, Kenya, you know,
Congo, Cuba.
And it was attractive. It is attractive, you know, to have that kind of. I mean, two heads are better than one, you know.
Yeah, that's interesting. So are we ever gonna get? I mean, I know that like right now, part of the plan is to break also into South African market. And how important is it for you guys to actually break in this market?
It's of primary importance. It's our primary focus right now. It's supremely important. I've sustained a career for like 15 years on having my feet, you know, outside and the side. But when you're not focused on being here, you end up just not spending time, because your bookings get that side more, and then it's just time actually that you're not here on the ground.
And that's the thing. Last year and the year before, we've spent like 6 to 9 months out of the country, so you can't really plug in if you're away so often. So we have, I mean, we even at the point where we, you know, we're like, okay, we only want to spend two months out, 2 or 3 months out, and
my biggest inspiration is Christmas Day. My uncle's like 65 and he thinks he's like a Batman DJ now.
Yeah.
So he just like plays old songs, but he's playing like boom, he's playing all kind of quiet joints. And then for me, he'll play like embarrassing music from like 2007 or something. Like joints that I don't want, that always have to run now. So my inspiration is to push something that he can proudly play at the Christmas party.
And that you can proudly listen to.
Yeah, without having to go toilet. Because
until the song is yeah. That's crazy. And you know, I'll never forget this conversation. I once had a conversation with a group of artists that do a lot of international touring, and they were just talking about how locally South African artists literally spend a lot of money on looking good, where they take a lot of their money and they actually go, yo, let's take the risk, let's go overseas, let's go build relationships with promoters, you know, drive a simple car, live in a simple house, you know what I mean? You know, those sacrifices, you know, as artists, it's, you know, we all want to be successful, you know what I mean? We all want to be, most of us come from places where we don't have nothing. So when music makes you money, you want to be able to kind of go, I've got something. Where are you guys with regards to your career? Are you guys at a place where, you know, you're investing in yourself, the craft? Do you want to take care of yourself and pamper yourselves? Where are you in your career? Because I'm assuming that determines a lot of the decisions.
You have to invest. You have to invest back in the business.
100%. And although there's the pressure, there's a high pressure to have this look good and whatever, you know. But if your product and if what you're putting in, you know, let that be what brings the rest of the things. Let it be a natural thing that happens. Like, oh, suddenly I can afford to buy this, you know. But if you're going into,
I think it's about assets, you know. Like obviously, if you're spending on houses, then
no, that's a different story. I mean, I'm talking about the, you know, people looking good and needing to have this shoe and this, you know.
It's just that I thought about it today at a random place. I was in the toilet and I thought that actually it's part of an artist's life to look good, whether they've got money or not.
Well, I mean, you have
some artists. It's part of the. It's.
I mean,
whether I got
those
it
styles,
or not.
those styles of the ripped stuff. It comes from the broker side of punk rock, you know.
Yeah.
Of someone whose pants actually torn, he sticks them with needle,
but
with
it's $1
safety
million.
pins and shit, you know. No, but that look good no matter what. Come from there,
sure.
You know.
But you have to be a representative of your craft. You know, if you care about something,
you have to look
if you care for your kid, you're gonna make him or her look good. You know, it's like, and you're going to be a representative of.
But
your
also,
craft as well.
a lot of the music is about, you know.
So
look at my chain.
Yeah,
look at my chain.
But then I also ask myself,
you can't sing that stuff without having it.
But I can't sing about my expensive earrings if, you know, if my fridge is like
empty. See, like that's the difference. Maybe as a woman you want to go, you want like talk about your red bottoms and shit like that. When you know that like your fridge is like, but with the nigga will talk about like, I bought you red bottoms. Like
now my fridge is
I bought you red bottoms. Now my fridge is on bottoms 0.
I'm an independent woman.
No, I'm just saying it's so, you know, and that's the thing where you go, you know, they brands, you know, you get brands, you got your Louis, you got your Gucci's, you got your, and you know, that's part of your image. If you invest in that could be who you are, right?
For sure, man. But for me, for real, like I've come from like fashion world and fashion side of things and being embraced, but there came a point in my life where my focus just became about back to skills, you know, that original thing of just skills and being there and my craft and bettering that, because the huge amounts of money that come from that are, you know, where my attention is more.
But look,
it's to buy anything then.
What I'm getting to though is that like you know, you got your pants, you got your big earrings, you got your what is that thing on your head. You know, you got your head wet. You
Katiba.
got your katiba. You know, you got your katiba from Madiba. So you know, it's there's also like an investment to not look like everyone else.
Hey, Joburg is a stylish fucking place though. Huh?
That's what I mean. You know, I mean,
I'm saying
Joburg
Joburg is so stylish that you can walk and people aren't necessarily stars, but people are looking fresh.
Absolutely.
I think Joburg more than a lot of places
in the world.
Joburg
you know?
is a stylish.
Yeah.
And that's
and it doesn't come necessarily from money, because some people just, you know, they'll buy
put
some
shit together.
Gucci from 10 rand in the Pals, Gondoropo, whatever.
But for me, you know, I would literally like, if I had to wake up and go, okay, cool, pants, shoes, I just want to keep it like, keep the jeans white, you know what I mean? And I feel that, like, you know, if this comes organic, there has to be an investment in a look, because you know, a look also defines you in the world. You know what I mean?
It's a brand.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I look at Shoma Josie, and I don't think Shoma Josie is what she is on stage in real life, but you know, there's some type of, this is the image. And where do you get to, this is who I am and this is my image? You know, where do you cross that line between this is who I am and this is my image?
For me, earlier on in the, you know, the development, I wanted the development of the group. I wanted to be, for myself, to be as close to the image that the music is representing as possible. I want to feel comfortable and not feel like, now I'm this character, you know, because I can do that. I'm trained. I'm an actor. I can do it, but I just prefer for it to be as
real.
Close to
the music.
Keeping it real, yo. Keep it real, yo.
But I mean, that's the question, though. I'm saying, how close to the music are you as a human being? I mean, does the music express who you are?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying, if dudes are wearing Gucci, Versace, Louis, and their music also like is like, I go, how could you ever be humble in rap? That's why it's so hard for me to rap, because I'm like a monk. You know what I mean? It becomes, it kind of moves from that situation where, you know, you write shit or you think of lines and you just go, that shit is just so cocky. Why? And this is me. You think of lines and go, that shit is so cocky. Why would I even say that? Shit is just so, the shit sounds nice.
But that's your maturity.
That's your
maturity.
You know, good on you.
Because the young teenage MC doesn't give a damn about that's too cocky.
That's cool, because you see, the thing is that I don't mind hearing from another guy if he does it well, though. You know what I mean? It's just that for me, I'm just like, I can't carry it, though. You know, it's just, I know better. You know what I mean?
For us, we released an EP called Move, and on there, we released it last week. The idea was we showed a lot of Katla's Mozambican roots on the first project, on the first album, and this time it was to represent her from Mareja Park. From the language, the slang, the flows, the concepts, the stuff around.
In English, there's a song called Awe, song called Dala What You Must, song called Makwapti Boot, you know.
And it's close to her in the sense that, like, you see Katla this way, but I'm even hanging out with her. Sometimes I'm shocked that she can when she's with her people, she can go to another Katla, and I'm just like, well, okay then.
We are
chameleons.
You will see in time that and I came up with this thing. I said we the greatest adapters, all of us. As long as you're black in South Africa, and you are raised in a household where they spoke vernacular, you're raised where you're eating pap, and you're raised, and when you came out at night, they're hitting you at the belt, and then you come to a suburb, or you work in a suburb.
Even before next door,
exactly. And then you come to a suburb, and there's none of all those things. Not even one thing. Not even one thing connected to that thing, except like another guy who's sitting next to you. Then you go, fuck, how did we adapt from everything we kind of grew and learned? So one thing that we gotta appreciate about ourselves, though, is that we are the greatest adapters. If you're black, you'll be one of the greatest adapters.
Some trippy adaptation thing is when to learn Swedish, my only way of learning, and I didn't learn from books and just from hearing more and more, was through Afrikaans. and my Afrikaans is terrible.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
through South African, late 80s, early 90s, school Afrikaans, my Swedish just picked up. Because obviously those languages are related.
Yeah.
Dutch, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So that's my South African adaptation applied outside the country.
Motherfucking colonizers. So yo, we gonna wrap it up like this. Y'all speak Sweden, y'all speak whatever y'all speak. Y'all say peace out.
what you mind.
Yeah, y'all speak them for yeah. We got those languages. We got that. We don't need it. You got just school the guys on some shit. Like, you know, the bottom line, the translation of it is that get the album and the EP.
Muito obrigado. Estamos aqui com Slicker on live.
Y'all notice that the guys from Vida don't say brigado anymore. They so tired of saying brigado. Now they just like shit, take that shit. Like you know, they used to
when you tip them.
Yeah, they go brigado. Now they just drink this shit and then fucking Vida, we done with you. They only do it at the airport. Man, I wouldn't fuck 3 years niggas gonna brigado. Oh, shut up, niggas. They tired of that shit. Everybody gets tired of something, so change yourself and adapt. Yeah. We out there. Batuk, get the EP. Move yourself, right?
Move.
Just move.
Just move.
Exclamation mark. Move.
Boom. Chase.
Broadcast live